Hey, what's up guys, it's Brennan here, and today we're going to be going through 11 Ahrefs alternatives. So many of you guys have probably heard of the keyword research tool, competitor analysis tool known as Ahrefs. Yes, I am rocking one of their Ahrefs t-shirts. Figured it would be fit for this video. Now personally, I love Ahrefs. It's a fantastic keyword research tool where you can look at your competitors, see their backlink profile, as well as look at new keyword opportunities and just get a general idea of your competition. It's really great competition analysis tool for when you're looking for keywords. However, it is quite pricey, and I can understand that. Maybe you want just something different, get a different opinion, write a different kind of keyword tool. So today in this video, we're going to be going through 11 different Ahrefs alternatives, both free and paid options, because I know some of you guys maybe are looking to ball on a budget. Maybe you don't care. Maybe you have a budget to spend. So we're going to be looking at various different tools that you can utilize for your SEO, keyword research, and just competitor analysis in general. There's a lot of different types of tools, so that's why this list is quite diverse. Lots of different things to look at. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So as you can see, Ahrefs, obviously they're offering their 7-day trial for $7, and above that, it's quite pricey. It can be expensive. I personally love Ahrefs, but I can see why you may want some sort of alternative. So let's go ahead and jump into those alternatives. So the first one here is SEMRush. This is also a paid tool, but it is a different type of marketing toolkit, as you can see, for people doing digital marketing, SEO. You can also do a lot of the similar types of things that you can on Ahrefs with SEMRush. It really just kind of depends on the flavor, what you like. I'm not going to be digging too deep into all of these tools today. I'm just going to be giving you kind of a broad overview of what each different tool offers you, so you can go ahead and then do the research yourself and look into them as to what one you might want to use. And some of these you might even want to use in conjunction as well. Personally, I use like half of these tools together because it helps you kind of get a more broad scope idea of the competition, see what's working, maybe what you should go after for your next topic as a content strategist, right? So as we're going through here, SEMRush offers quite a bit of different stuff. It is more of an all-in-one type toolkit. They give you very similar types of stats to Ahrefs. Personally, I find the data to be a little bit more accurate with Ahrefs. It's not biased. This video is not sponsored by them at all. That's just my personal opinion. I've used both tools in depth, but SEMRush has its benefits, of course, in other ways. You can do a little bit different of keyword comparisons. Not going to be digging too deep into this, of course. This is just kind of a broad overview to see what your other types of options are. So you get the same type of stuff. You can track positions, you can do SEO audits, you can track your campaigns, look at a variety of different types of information off of SEMRush. A lot of different things you can do, obviously, there. Moving along to the next one, we have KWFinder. Now, I honestly, this is one of my favorite tools in my toolkit right here is KWFinder by Mangools. They used to be partially free. They still do offer a free trial where you have a 10-day free trial and you have 5 searches each day, and it resets every 24 hours. They're a bit cheaper in terms of their pricing, so they are more of an affordable option if you are looking to spend some money on a tool. I would recommend KWFinder, and if you're just getting started, of course, you can do their 10-day free trial to get an idea. Now, you could theoretically go and just keep making a bunch of free trial accounts. I don't recommend that. I do recommend actually paying them for their tool, of course. You know, you could technically try and do that with every account, but you might eventually get your IP banned or something like that. They'll probably figure you out. But I really love their toolkit, their data, and really the best thing about KWFinder is not necessarily their, I wouldn't necessarily say that their the SERP Watcher, the rank tracking. I haven't really used that too much, but their link miner, the backlink analysis, it's all right. And their site profiler, SEO metrics, it's all right. I would say SEMRush and Ahrefs are definitely the better ones to do total URL competitor analysis. But KWFinder, their strongest point is their specific keyword difficulty score. Their keyword difficulty score is dead on accurate. If it is within a certain range for the most part, you can get a really good idea if you can actually reasonably rank for that type of keyword that you're going after. If it's not too competitive, generally that score is going to be pretty dead on to if it is reasonably competitive or not competitive. Like if for example, a keyword is an 11 and it shows as green on here, you're probably going to be able to rank for that keyword in a reasonable amount of time. Of course, it depends on the competition. No keyword it fits every metric. Of course, every keyword is its own unique little snowflake, as you should know that if you're just a beginner, But I would say the keyword difficulty metrics are insanely good with KWFinder. That's my favorite part about their tool. And you can look at the estimated visits, their search volumes, the monthly search volume interest over time is pretty accurate as well. Obviously, no keyword tool is going to be perfect on this end, but their metrics are really, really strong. So like if you put in a keyword in here, maybe you pulled some data from SEMRush to look at people's top pages, and then you look at top pages on Ahrefs or SEMRush, and you pop it into KW, then you can get a pretty good idea of if a keyword may rank or not for your SEO efforts. So I would highly recommend them. They're definitely one of my favorites. As you can see, even Brian Dean recommends them, and they're not that expensive. I think they raised their price to maybe $30 a month, but it's really pretty negligible in comparison to the cost of other tools. Could be hundreds of dollars per month. So I personally really recommend them. No, they're not sponsoring this video. None of these companies are sponsoring this video. But I do really, really, really like KWFinder. So moving on to the next one, we then have Ubersuggest. Now, Neil Patel made this tool free. So this is 100% free. The last couple that we just went through have versions of cheap trials or free trials that you can do. But this one is 100% free. So if you have no budget really for a keyword tool, this is probably the best place to start, just because it can get you in the door, right? It can get you started with SEO, and you can do some keyword research, find topics, and it's free. So Ubersuggest is pretty good. Like I said, all these tools are very similar. You're going to put in a keyword or a domain, and you're going to look at the competition. Not really digging too deep into here. I have not used Ubersuggest a ton to know like the ins and outs about it exactly, but it is a pretty good tool, and you can at least see the top pages of people's sites, their domain overview, general traffic trends. The keyword suggestions are somewhat decent. The competition analysis on here, I think that it's been improved over time with the SEO difficulty score. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the best in the industry, but it is pretty good, and you can at least get started for free. I mean, if you're looking for a free tool, this is a free tool. And there are a couple more free tools in this list, but this one is a pretty solid one that's going to get you started. As a broad overview, you can pretty much do everything with this tool. It's just whether or not the difficulty metrics are the best. That could be debatable. Obviously, he's making constant improvements to this tool. Neil Patel puts out great content, so it's like it's something to try out. So moving along to the next one is Keyword Cheater. Now, it used to be known with an I instead of the E's, but it got purchased by this company, which we'll dig into more, Keywords Everywhere, and now they renamed it to Keyword Cheater to be a little bit more PG, which, hey, yeah, it's fine. It was kind of, there used to be a toilet. Let's just say there used to be a toilet, and you used to hit flush, and it was a little bit more cheeky and kind of funny, but I can understand why they went with this now instead. But if you punch in a keyword idea in here, so let's just type cats, for example, okay? We go ahead and type cats in, you can sheet the keywords, and it's going to give you a massive tool. And as you can see, you can stop sheeting with a brown button, and it's going to give you a massive list of different words that people search in Google after cats. So maybe Cats the Musical, Cats Trailer, Cats and Dogs. As you go through here, cat adoption, cats and milk, cat costumes. You can see cat's eye there, and you can dig deeper into here too. You could maybe get rid of the sale keyword, or you could get rid of dogs or something like that. You can remove some of the filters. You can maybe make it as positive filters, such as eye. So maybe you were just looking at cat eye stuff, so cat eye is swollen. Maybe that's a topic you write about, right? Or maybe cat's eye watering, cat's eye emerald. I don't know. This is going too deep here on this keyword here, but this is just kind of giving you an idea of this tool. This one is 100% free as well. They do have some units that you can purchase, although I'm not sure exactly how they monetize this now. Because the tool has changed a little bit over the past few months, but you can generally do this a decent amount of times per day. don't know. Yeah, see, it only adds visible keywords. So I imagine that their unit cost, it just gives you more results for how long you can sheet the keywords for. But it can give you a good idea of different topics. Maybe you're kind of like, okay, I need to write a topic about cats. And then you put cats in there and it gives you a whole bunch of ideas, and you can just sift through the alphabet, almost like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you can see what kind of other keyword suggestions would come up with cats. So I really like Keyword Sheeter if I have a certain type of post. Maybe the title is like cats can eat X or can eat Y or something like that. Like cats can do this, or cats can climb up walls, or some sort of type of post maybe that does well for you. Then you can get other ideas off of that in your Keyword Sheeter list, and just go from there. So there's a lot of random suggestions that you could get through that tool. It's very unique in comparison to any other type of tool in this list. So I would recommend checking it out, even just because it is free, and I think there is some sort of paid version now, but at least the basic version is free. Moving on to the next one, we have Keywords Everywhere. This tool used to be free. It is now a paid tool, but if you're probably very familiar with this, it's a Chrome extension, and basically you can get the metrics right on Google of your search volumes, the CPCs, and the competition. I would say the CPC and the search volume are the two best metrics that they have. Now that it's a paid tool, it's really not that expensive. It might be $10 for like hundreds of thousands of credits. It's just make sure if you do end up going the paid route with this tool, well, it is a paid tool now, so you have to pay. Used to be 100% free, but I can understand they needed to monetize. But if you're going to use this and you pay for it, just make sure that you turn off the tool when you're not using it, because every time you go into Amazon, you go into Google, you go into YouTube, any website that has a search box, it's going to use up the credits and the metrics, and you might be just searching for random stuff. You're not even doing keyword research, and it's using the credits. So just make sure you turn off the tool when you're not actually using the credits, or otherwise you'll burn through them really quick. Because I saw someone on Reddit or one of the forums that burnt through like 100,000 and like that. So you're gonna want to make sure that you only turn it on when you're doing research. And then turn it off when you're not using it. So other than that, though, it is relatively cheap. Maybe $10 a month. I mean, depending on how many credits you're using and how much of a power user you are, it can be quite cheap of a tool. And it's still pretty useful. Now, if you do want a free alternative, Surfer SEO actually just put out a new keyword tool that is a Chrome extension. It does very much the same type of thing. I've been using it the past week and I like it pretty well. I think it's a pretty good tool, from Surfer SEO. It's a little bit more like bloated in a way, and it's not necessarily as accurate. It does basically the same thing as Keywords Everywhere, but I wouldn't say that it's as clean and as simple. They added like a lot of extra stuff that's not really that necessary. You can turn off some of that stuff in the settings, but not everything. So the numbers as well right now, it only shows UK and then every other country. They don't have the United States data in there yet. They are working to add the United States to it, but as of right now, the tool doesn't have the US metrics accounted for. So sometimes some keyword volumes might be inaccurate to the global search volume. Generally, UK is going to be pretty close to the US in terms of search volume. Or if you're in another country and you're trying to target other countries, then hey, this could be pretty useful because you can select it based on the country, which can also be pretty nice. If you are doing that, you select it by the country and you're good to go. But they're working on getting the US in here. But it is pretty accurate in terms of coming up with similar keywords. It's basically just a free alternative to Keywords Everywhere. They came out with it because they were like, hey, Keywords Everywhere is now a paid tool. All right, let's create a free tool. And it's not necessarily just as good, but it is a pretty comparable piece of competition. So moving on to the next one, we have Answer the Public. Now, they used to have this old guy here with the glasses, and they just changed it out to this other older guy, not quite as old as the glasses and the beard guy, but anyway, it's a little bit strange why they always go with that, but that's just Answer the Public. It is free, so this is a free tool. They have a pro version where you can select the regions, but you could search something, let's just say van life, okay? Because, van life, right? You search that in here. You can see a visualization of the data and give you suggestions, kind of similar to Keyword Cheater. Answer the Public gives you like a lot of variations, like what van for van life, what is, and you can look at the different types of questions that people have in Google and get an idea of different types of topics that people are actually searching for. And then maybe you pop it into a tool like KWFinder or Ahrefs or SEMRush, and then you could get, or even Uber Suggest, and get a bigger cannot speak English right now, a bigger dig into the keyword. Okay, you're gonna dig into the keyword a little bit more. You're digging into it, I guess. So you can see more about that specific keyword. And there's a lot of different options here with the comparisons, the alphabeticals. So I would also suggest Answer the Public just because it is free as well. So it's like you might as well try it out. If you like it, move on. Next one is Moz. Now, Moz is a free and paid, but it's primarily paid through their, they have a free trial is what I mean. But it is a paid type tool. I think that their data is, it's pretty good. I wouldn't necessarily compare it to SEMRush and Ahrefs in terms of doing keyword research directly, but I would say that Moz is really good at looking at the metrics of 404s. If you have errors with your site, their crawl reports are really, really solid, and they're going to point out if you have specific URL errors. So Moz's crawl reports, their stats and their tracking is really solid. So you can track the keywords, and I've used them before on the Pro version, and it is solid. I personally just don't like it as much. It's a little bit more basic. But depending on what you need, it can be really good for their crawl reports, as well as their tracking is really good. So I would say that aspect of their tool is super solid, but it is another one that you can try out. Moving along to the next one, we have Longtail Pro. Now, this one I've only used a little bit. I haven't used it as much in depth as these other ones, but Longtail Pro is pretty good. It is a paid tool. In terms of cost, it's pretty comparable to the others. They can give you good keyword competition analysis, which is something that I like. Their keyword suggestions are really solid, and their difficulty scores, if you get used to their difficulty scores, they are pretty accurate as well in terms of total difficulty. So I would recommend Longtail Pro as well as another tool option. Now, moving along to another one, we have BuzzSumo. Now, this isn't really directly a keyword tool necessarily, but can give you ideas on what type of content is doing really well. This might be really good for a guest post outreach type campaign that you're doing. So this type of tool is great for outreach if you're trying to see what type of pages does well on a site. Okay, maybe I should pitch them something similar to what already does well on their site. And it shows you more of a social media perspective on sites, and what types of engagement the content gets, how many shares, whether it be Facebook, you got Elon here, Facebook, you got Twitter, Reddit mentions. So you can kind of see more of a social landscape of the content. So this is better, maybe, this might be better if you're running some sort of news type related site, then this could be pretty solid. As you can see, companies like BuzzFeed, they of course use something like BuzzSumo. BuzzSumo gives you a lot more social type metrics on content. So like I said, news type source could be good to use BuzzSumo. Moving on to the last one here is Google Trends, a classic tool. This is not really directly a keyword research tool, but more of a topical popularity tool. You probably are familiar with this, but if you haven't ever used it before, you could search, I don't know, something like cats. Okay, let's see the popularity of cats over time. Let's just keep going with cats, okay? Over the past 12 months, I have no idea what the heck this giant spike is, but let's just say from 2004 to present, we can see the popularity of cats is pretty consistent, right? So you can see if you're looking to get into a new type of article, or maybe looking into a new topic, sub piece of content, a new silo for your website, this can give you an idea if this type of topic is trending up or trending down. Another good one that would be trending down actually is photography. Due to smartphones and stuff like that, photography is just not as popular anymore. A lot of people are maybe getting into videography for YouTube, stuff like this, but less people, less everyday average consumers are getting cameras because they could just use their iPhone, right? They could just take a picture and that's all they wanted. They just wanted to take pictures of their family and they can do that all on their smartphone now. They don't have to necessarily go out and spend an extra few $1,000s on a really nice camera. So photography, there's still a lot of pros that maybe real estate photography people are into, or like I said with YouTube, but general average consumer, it's going down a lot. So if you're looking to start a new website, photography might not be the best thing just because the topic is trending downward from comparison to 2011. Just since then, now and it's just continued to go down even into the future, 2019, moving into 2020 and all that. So like over time, it's just kind of trending down. So it just depends on the types of topics that you are looking at. Maybe you look at something like hair care. I mean, I don't know. This is probably a decent topic, right? Past 5 years, you can kind of see there's pretty consistent information about it, right? Let's say dogs. Dogs are probably going to be pretty consistent, but you can just generally look at search trends over time. And as you can see, dogs are actually more popular over time from back in 2006. More people are probably just searching about dogs on the internet in general because more people have access to the internet now. So over time, the search volume's gone up a little bit. More people are into dogs now than ever before. And it looks like there's some sort of seasonal trend. It looks like in the summer maybe people are getting new pets and they're searching about their dog a lot more in the summer, and then it kind of goes down a little bit. So you can look at seasonal types of trends in here. For example, skiing, okay? Massive trend, okay? People's skiing season, right? So it really just depends. You could look at silos, look at different types of topics. Are they trending up? Are they trending down over time? And just get a general idea if you're looking to go into a new silo. And this is just another good thing to add to your general SEO toolkit. So I would definitely recommend Google Trends if you're looking to do more of a broad scope marketing approach and dig into a new type of silo and topic. So those are all of the 11 Ahrefs alternatives. Free and paid options, of course. Links will be in the description to all of these different tools so you can look into them yourselves. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions, but thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.